Have you ever noticed how winter doesn't just dim the sunlight outside? It also feels like it steals the life right out of your home. The days get shorter, the windows look gloomier, and suddenly every plant you've ever owned starts to look like it's plotting its own funeral. But what if I told you there are plants that don't care about the dark? Plants that practically laugh in the face of winter and say, "Bring it on." Now, you might be wondering, sure, but won't they need tons of care, constant misting, or some grow lights I don't have space for? That's the twist. These 5 plants survive winter's darkest days with almost no effort. In fact, some of them thrive best when you ignore them. So, the real question is this. If winter can make even experienced plant parents feel powerless, what chance do beginners have? The answer: more than you think. Because in a moment I'm going to show you 5 indoor plants so tough. They don't just survive in low light, they thrive. And the first one on this list, it's been nicknamed the ultimate survivor for a reason. What if I told you there's a plant that thrives on neglect? Seriously, a plant that actually prefers if you forget about it for weeks at a time. Sounds too good to be true, right? That's exactly what makes the snake plant, also called Sansevieria, the ultimate winter survivor. Think about it. Winter days mean less light, drier air, and honestly, fewer bursts of motivation to care for your plants. So, what does the snake plant do? It shrugs. Low light? Fine. Mist watering? Even better. This plant actually hates being overwatered, which means the lazier you are, the happier it gets. And here's the kicker. While it's quietly sitting in the corner looking like a spiky green sculpture, it's also cleaning your air. Yep. NASA even ranked it as one of the top air-purifying plants. So, not only does it survive your forgetfulness, it rewards you by making your home healthier. But here's the question. If a plant can survive in the darkest corner of your home, what about one that shines with glossy, jewel-like leaves, even in dim rooms? That's where our next winter champion comes in. Have you ever wished for a plant that looks like it belongs in a designer magazine but behaves like it's made of plastic? That's the ZZ plant, or Zamioculcas zamiifolia. At first glance, those thick, glossy emerald green leaves look so polished you might think they're fake. But here's the real surprise. This plant is one of the toughest survivors you could ever bring home. Why? Because it doesn't just tolerate low light, it thrives in it. That dim hallway, that gloomy office corner where every other plant has gone to die. The ZZ plant calls that perfect conditions, and when it comes to watering, it practically dares you to forget. Its rhizomes, those potato-like roots under the soil, store water like a secret winter pantry. So even if you neglect it for weeks, it just keeps growing, unfazed. But here's the kicker, while it's thriving in your dimmest room, it also brings this lush, tropical vibe that makes people ask, how do you keep it so healthy? The truth? You'll barely lift a finger. Now, if the ZZ plant is the glossy, no-fuss showstopper, what about a plant that grows like crazy, even when winter tries to slow it down? That's where our next pick takes center stage. What if I told you there's a plant that grows so fast, it doesn't care if winter cuts daylight in half? Meet the Pothos, often nicknamed the beginner's ivy. Why that name? Because no matter how many mistakes you make, it just keeps bouncing back. Think about it. Short, gloomy days usually slow plants down, right? But the Pothos seems to say, winter? Never heard of it. Its trailing vines keep stretching, reaching, and filling your space with green, even when the sun barely shows up. And the best part? It's ridiculously forgiving. Forget to water it, it's fine. Leave it in low light, it adjusts. Put it in water instead of soil, it'll happily grow new roots like it's showing off. And here's the fun part. Pothos isn't just a plant, it's instant decor. Hang it from a basket, let it spill over a bookshelf, or trail it along a windowsill, and suddenly your room looks like a mini jungle. But here's the real question. If Pothos can bring jungle vibes into your home so easily, what about a plant so tough, it's literally been called indestructible? That's our next winter warrior. If you could design the ultimate set-it-and-forget-it plant, what would it look like? Probably something that could handle neglect, low light, cold drafts, and still look elegant, right? Well, guess what? That plant already exists, and it's called the cast iron plant, or Aspidistra elatior. And yes, the nickname cast iron is no exaggeration. Picture this. You tuck it in a dark hallway, you forget to water it, maybe you even blast it with a little winter chill from the door opening and closing. Most plants would throw in the towel. The cast iron plant, it just keeps standing tall with those deep glossy green leaves, looking as dignified as ever. It's almost like it's daring you to try and kill it. Spoiler, you probably won't. And here's the beauty of it, while it's tough as nails it doesn't look rugged. Its leaves give off a classy, almost vintage vibe that fits perfectly in any home, from cozy cottage to modern loft. So if this plant can survive almost anything, what about one that not only survives the dark days of winter, but still manages to bloom? That's where our final champion comes in. Now here's a question. Can a plant really bloom in winter, when most others are just trying to survive? Surprisingly, yes. Enter the peace lily, or spathiphyllum, a plant so forgiving and so elegant it almost feels like cheating. Think about it. Most low-light plants give you greenery, but flowers? Forget it. Yet the peace lily defies that rule, producing crisp white blooms even in dim corners. It's like nature's way of saying, you don't have to give up beauty just because it's winter. And caring for it, foolproof. The peace lily has a built-in alarm system. When it's thirsty, the leaves droop dramatically, almost like it's fainting. Give it a drink and within hours it perks back up as if nothing happened. You don't need apps, timers or schedules. It literally tells you what it needs. But here's the bonus that makes it the perfect finale. It's also one of the best plants for cleaning indoor air, removing toxins while adding that pop of white bloom. So if a plant can flower in the dead of winter with almost no effort, isn't that proof that anyone, yes, even you, can keep a plant alive and thriving? So there you have it. 5 indoor plants that don't just survive winter's dark, gloomy days, they thrive in them. Snake plant, ZZ plant, pothos, cast iron plant, and of course the peace lily. Each one tough, forgiving, and ready to turn even the gloomiest corner into a green sanctuary. And here's the thing, you don't need a green thumb, you don't need fancy grow lights, and you don't need hours of care. You just need the right plant in the right spot. Which makes me wonder, which one spoke to you the most? The snake plant that thrives on being ignored, the glossy ZZ that shines in the shadows, or the peace lily that dares to bloom in winter? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to know which one you're excited to try. And if you already have a winter-proof plant that saved your sanity, share it. You might inspire someone else. If this list gave you a little hope for your home during the dark days, give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and turn on that bell so you don't miss the next one. Because next time, we'll uncover the plants you should avoid in winter. And trust me, you don't want to miss that.